That's a Shame is brought to you by the people who support us over at patreon.com/shamecity.
If you have $1,
$2.
$1 to spare, join us again at patreon.com/shamecity. Please. Sound
Yep.
is a perversion.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Let's get that out of the way early.
Okay.
Now, I don't want you to operate under the illusion, under the delusion, that sound is anything other than an act of violence on the very air between us. Sound is corrupt. It is corruption. Sound is just bastardized silence. It is peace disturbed. It is an illness which desperately seeks a cure. Listening is the reception of this barbarism. It is the interpretation of chaos. Anarchy distilled into a form more palatable, into symbols and codes, into words and screeches, whispers and screams, crashes and whooshes, poetry and slurs, and ever so occasionally into meaning. Now, your ears,
Yep.
might I add, are heroic.
Thank you.
Indeed, they are. They are veterans of a war, an ongoing war, far more hideous than any mankind could invent with any intention. It is your ears that take the brunt of this violence, that are forced to fight the cause.
Braver than the troops.
Innocent squaddies chain-ganged into service by the merest action of your own birth. It is your ears that stand day in, day out on the front lines like cannon fodder, sandbags against the onslaught of horror which is whipped in your direction as part of a ceaseless offensive. Take them for granted at your peril, and deny them sweet rest at your risk. Now, the air is busy, don't get me wrong.
No, I wouldn't.
Only a fool denies the intensity of air,
Yeah.
the frenetic struggle of atoms which takes place around us at all times. Yet air, unlike sound, has the courtesy to remain both invisible and, for the most part, inaudible. Air respects your sanity, if not your boundaries. It gives the illusion of peace, which is, as the philosophers tell us, more than sufficient for most. Perhaps this is the true crime of sound, to reveal to us the latent riot which fills the atmosphere, to lift the veil draped over our sanctuaries, unmasking them, reminding us that even at our most relaxed, even in a state of complete and total sensory deprivation, the fundamental energy of the world remains, and the falling trees are still audible, even if not to us. Silence disguises entropy, and sound does us the disservice of tearing away at the costume, leaving it naked and ashamed before us. And for this reason, the air and silence must be thought of, must be recognized as the symbol for peace.
Right.
And this peace is yin,
Yeah.
where sound is yang. Each requires the other, and yet they are fundamentally antithetical, incompatible. Each is, if you will excuse my French, persona non grata in the house of the reciprocal. Peace, to use a phrase of our forefathers, is the status quo ante bellum. It is prosperity and happiness. It is the world set right. And in this way, we may consider every sound to be a story. The disturbance of contentment that must set into motion a set of actions whose aim is to return to the way things were. Each and every sound is a disruption of stasis, is a conflict that seeks resolution. It is Freud's theory of the faute d'art, the away there of narrative. It is the loss of something, of tranquility, let's say, the retention of which is tantamount to resolution. Each and every noise conforms to this notion. The chink of knocked glass is Odysseus on his quest, and the recitation of a shopping list is Oliver Twist on his journey to seek his fortune. The pursuit of silence, and therein peace, is the story instigated by each and every coming together of matter.
Oh.
However,
Yeah. Well, I was waiting for that.
if silence is the world at rest, then sound, well, sound, Isaac, is the intruder.
Yeah.
It is the imperial force that colonizes silence, that subdues it and pins it down and usurps it through violence and establishes its own dominion. But like all such acts, its power is finite. Sound is the cacophony of atoms, the rattling of molecules, a vibration of endless range and pitch which speaks to us as static until it tires and wilts, until the rattle becomes little more than an apathetic shake. And eventually, like a pebble must sink into the waters, this sound must peter out into dust, and we are left once again with silence.
Silence.
Now, this next part isn't easy. What I'm about to say may shock you.
Okay.
And it will certainly appall you.
Good.
But I ask that you stay with me because where we're heading is of grave importance.
Oh, dear.
If you wish to bail out now, then that is your prerogative. But stick with it.
Oh, okay.
Fight through the pain.
Right.
And you will be handsomely rewarded with the finest of all jewels, awareness. It would be fair to say, would it not? Though I do not wish for an answer, though you can give one.
No, I will.
That sound, being the predominant medium through which we converse both with one another and more broadly with the listenership, is something of a necessity to us both at this point.
Yes.
Moreover, it's the foundation upon which this show and the entire world of audio entertainment is built. Sound, you could say, is our stock in trade. It's in our wheelhouse. Yes? It's a beast we've tamed. It's a child born of our seed.
Well, that last one threw me.
Well, you could say. I'm not saying you would.
You could say that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't personally.
Without sound, we're nothing.
Oh.
And without us, there will be considerably less sound.
Yeah.
This, I will assume, is something upon which we may all agree. I shall continue on the assumption that you are nodding your heads or clapping your hands, that your heartbeats are steady and your pupils undilated by this news.
Okay.
However, what may concern you a little more is the hitherto unattended matter of the moral quandary our reliance upon sound creates. For if you cast your keen mind back but 3 minutes, give or take, you shall recall that sound is an imperial creature.
Yeah, I remember you said that.
It is a violent and oppressive monster. It is war made whole, a war you can digest without knowing it. The very essence of our words, Isaac, is pugilistic, is an affront to the notion of peace that we both proudly espouse, and which we wish for all in the world, most notably for our nearest and dearest, which must include you, our near and oh so dear listeners.
Yeah.
Even the most trivial of self-reflections will elucidate this issue. We have hurt you by the simplest act of speaking. We have wounded you not necessarily with content, but with form.
Maybe both as well.
Maybe both. Now, this was not, you must understand, our intention.
Oh, no.
Mea culpa, our children. Mea
you
maxima
are culpa indeed.
Culpa. We would say no harm, no foul. But to do so would be to tell a lie. And we must, in the most Umbridgian sense, not tell lies. No, instead, we must come to terms with the reality of our crimes, and in so doing, seek redemption at whatever price fate may charge. Ignorance of the law is, as we know, no excuse, and in both the micro and the macro structure of this show, we have broken the most fundamental law of all, which is peace between all men. And in so doing, we have unleashed our very own brand of audiocentric realpolitik on the East Timor of the world's ears.
Damn.
Everything about that's a shame, from the concept right down to the episodes themselves, is an affront to the peace of silence. And we, you and I, Isaac and Declan, hosts Prime and Delta, we must come face to face with the idea that we may be the imperialists we so love to denounce.
I can delete the episodes.
We may be the warmongers, the Hague defendants, the Nuremberg detainees.
But I'm saying I could just go and delete.
That's just shredding the files. It doesn't take back the cruelty.
True.
Now, this possibility morphs, Isaac, with each passing second into probability, and the next step is the dreaded state of certainty. The hope, the only hope, of salvaging something from this moral bunker is introspection, and the subsequent elocution of our findings is self-examination, as well as the examination of one another. We must seek that which brings light, hope, and progress for all men. Knowledge. Sentience, yes. Awareness, of course. but knowledge is the key which unlocks the door to salvation. Through the interrogative voice and the unerring exploration of our deepest fears, we must seek to find answers to the most foundational notions of right and wrong, of good and evil, of redemption and damnation. And if we are to be saved, whether by the dear Lord Jesus Christ, by Allah, by Yahweh, by Buddha, by Gaia, by any power greater than ourselves, or even just by the listenership, we must be pure of heart and we must be complete of knowledge.
Yeah.
So I've got a quiz.
Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities.
Hello and welcome to another very, very special episode.
Very big.
Huge.
Yeah.
Of That's a Shame. This is episode 149, but get this, for the first time ever on Task, we're doing a double episode right here, same day. We're recording, one out today, one out tomorrow. It's a double bumper
for
the
know
149, 150 celebration.
Oh, I thought it was just 149 this week and then a 150 next week.
No.
That's crazy.
It's a big double bumper
People
episode.
won't know what to do with themselves, will they?
It's something I promised because we didn't do one last week.
I see. It's
to
a
make,
great big
to make
comeback.
up for it.
It's
but also
special.
very planned because it's the anniversary.
Yeah,
it's
the
150
anniversary.
episodes. Toby
And
Marstone's King has been on our back about it.
It's July, and they say that's the month of plenty.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It wasn't last week.
No, it wasn't properly July.
No.
You have to wait. You have to get into
it's got to warm up.
Yeah, exactly.
But now
Oh, God, it's July, isn't it? Look at that. It's
it's
July.
one hell of a July.
Yeah.
Who are you?
I'm Isaac.
You are?
Bernier Doyle. There's a hyphen there, but I'm flexible about that.
And you're not going to demand, where it be.
No,
Just chuck it around.
as long as there's one, I'm happy. More than one, no, more than none, less than two.
Okay.
And you?
I'm Declan.
Oh, nice
No
to meet
hyphens.
you. But
if
we
you
can.
put one in, I will kick
Declan
off.
Dill Lane.
People have written that before.
That's a shame, isn't it? Because you would not assume that was how you spelt Dillane.
Twice today, I had someone mispronounce, two different people, my name.
Your first
My
name?
first name in the exact same way.
What?
Despite having it written down in front of them.
Was it Declan?
No, it was
Delkin?
Delkin.
No, it wasn't.
It was, yeah.
But that's not a name.
Well, no, it's not.
Declan's not like it's not common in the sense that I know many others, but it's a name that is like commonly in the public knowledge sphere.
It's hardly
Melchizedek.
an obscure.
Yeah.
One was my first ever experience of ordering at a Starbucks, not for myself, but for work.
Did they write Delkin on the cup?
No, they wrote Declan on the cup. The person just read.
Wrote Declan, say Delkin.
Yeah, that's
my
what they
rule.
say. And then the second was the driver who took me home. He was
Delkin? Carver Delkin?
First of all, he didn't ring me. I had to ring him.
Yeah.
And be like, "Are you here?" He's like, "Yeah." I went,
Yes,
"Brilliant."
Delkin, get off my back.
I went, "Brilliant. Whereabouts are you?" He said, "I don't really know."
Good.
A good start.
The road?
So he was apparently on a road, which is a good start. And it was a road near me, but not the one nearest to me.
It's Via Van style.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, if you just like stay where you are, I'll come to you. Like, whatever. It's not the way it's supposed to work, but
Not usually,
hey-ho.
but we make do.
So Bryony was on the other end of the phone. She had like the little tracker up in front of her back home.
It's like a Die Hard.
Yeah, so I was messaging her like, so where is he? She was like, well, he's on the move. I was like, what? And she was like, he's just going up and down this road.
A regular prowler.
So I had to ring him and be like, how the fuck do you expect me to find you when you're moving faster than me? Like, what? Oh, yeah, sorry
If there's a speed that if he attained, then his ability to find you would be instantaneous.
Yes.
Because he'd be everywhere.
But he can't.
And, well, you say that. It's
that
very
service
limited.
Addison Lee off?
It's Addison Lee, like, plus service.
Oh, this was just standard.
They have to wear a little hat. It's lovely.
So eventually he came to the right road and I like opened the door to the car, put my bags in,
presumptuous.
got in, and then he went, Delkin, is it?
No,
No.
it's not. It's not that.
It's
I
not
won't
that.
be telling you what it is.
So
That's a shame, isn't
I
it?
just would like the listenership to
Do you think there's anyone who listens to the show that thinks, oh yeah, there's this great show. There's Isaac and Delkin.
Isaac and Delkin.
Isaac and Delkin.
Yeah, so I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah.
The name is Declan.
Yeah.
And will remain so
Not Duncan.
for the foreseeable.
Not Fulcrum. Not Vulcan.
This Declan thing is something that I would like studied properly, because it's happened.
Well, it's automatic. People don't know that they're doing it.
No.
They can't hear it.
But I want to know why, because they don't do it with any other name in the world.
What about mine, where I say, hi, I'm Isaac. Nice to meet you, Isaac. And they're just different words.
That is different.
What's the difference?
Because that's a different pronunciation of the same letters, right?
In a way.
Declan is not only an additional
Sometimes
letter,
N
it's
sounds
also
like a D.
It's also not a name.
If you were very
Isaac-
sinusy and you were like, Declan.
Declan.
Hello, Declan. Like that. Did you ever play that board game where there was a giant nose and you had to yeet big fucking snot bullets out of it?
In the instructions.
Do you know about this?
It
was called something like Mr. Nasal's Cavity Fun or something mental.
It was not.
It was. It was like all Victorian packaging.
it
I think.
wasn't.
It was called Mr. Nose
Mr.
Boy.
Nosy Bonks.
Yeah, it was a weird game.
Mucus Adventure.
And they were all. Here's one thing I remember: they were all like gummy worms driggling out of his nose, and you pull them out. But if you had that game and you didn't play it for a while, then when you came to, because they were slightly adhesive, they became, instead of a snot facsimile, a kind of like dusty worm simulator, which is a game that Steam went green light.
If you turn the box inside out, it then says that.
Dusty
instead.
Worm Sim 3000. Yeah, great game. Great game, great fun.
Why, it has been nearly 150 episodes, so I would hope by now that at least 95% of the listenership have our names down.
Yeah.
If nothing else.
Yeah, I'm not saying you have to know the full name, because
No.
I can barely spell one of my middle names and I have to think about it every time I do. But, first name basis, I like to think we've attained. That's an achievement unlocked.
You've got a Philippe in there.
Yeah, that's
how
the
many
one.
L's, how many P's?
No one knows.
Do you know?
Yeah, I do know, but I won't be sharing it.
It's on the quiz later,
Don't
actually.
press me on it.
I've got a quiz. I mentioned that. Maybe, did I?
But who knows anymore?
Okay, well, I've got a quiz anyway.
What's
I figured
the
it was...
inspiration?
Well, I figured it was classic TAS. Plus, it's a two-parter, and we've got a special new feature that I've spent an awful long time creating. Creating and then deleting and then recreating.
Yeah. Well, it's a very similar process and amount of time, I guess, for the Imagiporium that I had to prep. They're kind of hand in hand.
I feel like...
complicated projects, a lot of moving parts.
I feel like if
lot of just thought that has to go into it.
If you even imply that that's the case once more, this will be the last episode of TAS.
People are ungrateful for the Imagiporium. Sorry about that chair noise.
I wonder why.
Weird.
So I've got a quiz.
Okay.
It's 15 questions long.
That's fine.
It covers TAS in all its glory.
Oh, it's TAS based.
And otherwise. Oh, yeah, it's TAS based.
Oh,
It'd be silly
we'd be
otherwise.
revisiting Columbine victims.
Well, they could be in there. You never know, because that's TAS based.
It is, yeah.
TAS adjacent.
We are the only people to ever mention that quiz out loud.
Well, yeah.
I'm afraid.
Or indeed just in the mind.
It's a shame, really.
So, 15 questions. I'm thinking maybe pass mark of 10.
Yeah, 5. 5's
Okay.
fine.
5, you get,
What?
well, ridiculed.
Okay.
10, you don't get ridiculed.
Light applause.
Anywhere in the middle, the listenership will be
Has the quiz
hugely disappointed.
taken into account the fact that I don't retain a lot of
no.
useless information?
No,
Okay.
not at all.
Interesting.
There's
Harsh.
some things that you will know, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Some things
Even
that
more that
some
I will
things
have-
you won't know, I'm certain.
Yeah, good.
And some things where you can take a fun guess, and
Okay.
I'll give you some leniency.
Oh, that's good.
And we're going to start with one of those. In fact,
Yeah.
Question number 1.
Okay.
One of the listeners, well, no, not the listeners. One of our favourite aspects of the show has been our constantly evolving relationship with the events that took place in Block Switch that fateful
true.
night. No,
Yeah.
sorry.
Next.
That wasn't
Question 2.
That wasn't the Not even close.
Okay.
We have, I think, tackled it in a variety of different ways.
Yeah.
All of them a resounding
Therapeutic.
success.
Yeah.
All of them certainly therapeutic.
Yeah, certainly some of the greatest audio that anyone's ever put out into God's Earth.
And I'm thinking, those were the originals were episode 47, 48, 49.
Good knowledge.
The others were
somewhere around
about 100.
13.
No, they were 100.
Oh, really?
It was for the anniversary.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm thinking we're due another one.
God,
any minute.
buckle up, boys!
It's gonna be big.
Oh, Warsaw as well was in the news for something devastating recently. I can't quite remember.
Every
what.
time you say it, I hear Warsaw, and
Warsaw.
I'm thinking the same thing.
No, Warsaw, for those who don't know, is the county, the borough.
It's the town.
The town that Bloxwich is also a town of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we ever mention that the walls?
No, we didn't. We'll leave it there.
It was
an episode idea that we
title.
Abandoned.
But my question is,
okay,
we've spent quite a lot of time
mulling it
exploring the Bloxwich,
piecing it together.
But how long exactly have we spent
what, in terms
on the
of
Bloxwich?
audio?
So what was the combined total running time of the Bloxwich project and the Bloxwich project?
I'll give you my gut check is
1,000
hours. Because even the
you're allowed
smallest
1,000 hours
sections-
either way.
The original ones where we sat down and just sort of
got it out there.
It was
with Dr. Microphone
exercising those demons in my old house. I've got to think that was 2.5, pushing 3 hours combined. Then the proj. Now I lost track because the process on our end differed so wildly from what
process
went
on
out.
the other.
We were driving around in your car, for example, for honestly a decade, recording all the McDonald's workers this side of the M25. No, the other side,
and the other,
in fact, the other side exclusively, and then pretending to be chased around in cars.
Pretending to be chased around in our own flat.
The video in the
no, we're not including the trailer.
So that's 30 seconds.
We're also not including the weird backwards talk trailer episode that has been gracefully forgotten.
What did it say? There was something fun.
It was
Retrospectivo. I would guess that the proj went out again around. There was one that was an hour and a bit. One that was 45 minutes. I'm going to say 6.5 hours.
Close. It was 7 hours 24.
Oh, I was within an hour. I'm quite pleased with it.
You weren't.
That's a lot of.
Yeah, it's quite a lot
nonsense.
of content. Yeah, to be putting out there. The first of the Blocks Proj, I didn't realise, is only half an hour long.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was the one that's it starts as a normal episode, and then by the end we've run away like big cowards.
Oh, yes.
But it's sort of gracefully short. And the second is like 40 minutes, which it does not reflect the the 2 days that it took to put together.
Goodness me, no.
Put together in the very loosest of senses.
Yeah.
The last one, I think, is the longest.
Hours and hours.
It's about 4 hours. Because
the song was about 5.5 minutes.
Yeah, I think there was also at least 40 minutes of apology sort of sandwiched in there somewhere.
I don't know if you guys would have picked up on that. It was quite subtly woven into the tapestry.
I'm going to give you a point for that.
Yes!
I'm going to give you a point. I was going to say within half hour, but
yeah, I was pretty
close. You're not very good at this.
Super close.
Question 2. Now, you may know that at the beginning of our episodes, we now have a little sting.
Yeah,
you and I, we do a little funny joke.
It's pretty fun. It's a bit.
It is pretty funny.
It's a big bit.
But which was the first episode to feature the Patreon sting?
That's a good question. Let me just minimise that sound.
Here's a clue. It's neither as recent nor as far back as you might have thought.
It's a Twilight Zone.
It's a clever little place of nowhere.
Numerical no man's land.
Yeah.
I would
and also,
guess...
I went quite a few either side to check because it's an automatic process, right?
Yeah,
it just goes on. So it's not like we could have missed it one week.
No, probably not. Unless I just didn't even upload, master one of the episodes.
So I went through either way, and it's definitely the first one that has it. And I there's no reason why it should be this one. In fact, there's a lot of reasons why it shouldn't be this
really?
episode.
So a particularly bad one?
A particularly thrown together episode when you weren't in the best of states.
What, kidney illness?
No, not kidney illness, but
different
good fishing
illness.
for clues there. I like that.
Yeah, I was trying to just work out time frame. I would guess it feels like it's been forever now, so that's got to be like 25 episodes. I would guess it's like 118.
No, it's episode 131.
Oh, okay.
Hang the DJ.
That's not very long ago.
No, I know, exactly.
Interesting.
But why? I mean, we did that with you spectacularly hungover in the dark on the sofa. So why did we also...
thought people will love to pay for this.
It was a very good
thought
story of us getting
what
furious.
What they'll need is just get involved with the financials.
And we needed it to pay for that via van.
Oh, Jesus, did we? Okay, so a point for that.
No
point.
point.
I was pretty close.
No point for that. You were
I was only like
nowhere,
a few out.
nowhere near.
I got 2 of the digits.
Here we go. Here's one that you'll know. Question 3.
Yeah.
In which great nation of this world were/are we the 71st most popular comedy podcast on iTunes?
It's the DRC, the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Yes. Haven't checked to see if
Well, there's no need.
I can only assume
That we've got up.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe top 65.
Because I hear they're not having the best time of it over there, so our words are more important than ever. No.
No.
No, in spite of.
Right, okay. We're a salve.
We're the only thing holding that place
a
together.
barn. That's a bold claim.
So that's good. That's a point. You got 2 now.
2
2 out of
points for
3.
that
That's good. Here's another question. Now, we've had so many guests on. That's a shame. It's,
where to start?
It's hard to count sometimes.
Wayne.
There was Wayne. There was Amy.
Toby.
There was Dange.
Dange.
And beyond that, it's really hard to
This
remember.
ghost on our screen just now.
The little ghost
Chinese
ghost is good luck.
statue ghost. Yeah,
That
I
is
got
good.
up to just haunt us with positivity.
Because it's the first episode we're recording on your new computer.
Yeah, very nice.
So anything
you can shake it. If
anything
you like.
could or indeed couldn't happen.
You can just pat it.
You know what? I'm just going to give it a little tap there.
Okay.
But I suppose that out of all these guests, the one that people will associate most with Tass is the
God.
one who isn't a friend of ours. It is Wayne Chipman.
Yeah. Well, he's a friend of yours.
No, he's not.
I understand you correspond.
No,
with
I
some
can't
frequency.
find him. I think he's blocked me or he's gone.
Oh no, from Facebook.
I know.
That's
Because
he's probably banned.
I was going to try and ask him to record a question, but
That'd be
he is,
so fun.
but he is
I
gone.
like to record.
I'd like to ask if either of you believes in the ball or still.
He'd start going about
like
that
to
hair
debate. There's a plane.
Oh, Wayne.
Now, Wayne Chipman is famous,
Yeah.
not just
Infamous.
here in the Shamunity,
Yeah, but in many prisons.
in many prisons,
Yep.
in many divorce courts.
This isn't anything you could sue us for, is it? Let me just check.
Well,
it's not.
but most importantly on Facebook, where he has been a prominent member of the Flat Earth community.
Yeah.
But one of the things that he's most famous for is his threads
Yes.
that he posts in the big Flat Earth groups,
Uh-huh.
in which he offers $1,000
Yep.
for anyone who can prove
Yep.
the ball Earth.
Yeah. Sometimes he offers gold bullion. Because
Yep.
apparently... Oh, no, silver. I think he collects silver.
Because he just has that.
I think because he doesn't
house.
trust fiat
Because he
currency.
got that in the divorce.
Yeah.
Because it's fake. But here's the fun thing. If you do happen to prove the ball Earth,
Well,
it
he'll pay
is fake news. And he will not pay you.
Well, that just means you haven't proven it sufficiently because the burden of proof is on us.
Oh, is it on us?
Globby babies.
Oh, the globby babies, yes. The fat earthers.
yeah, absolutely.
And so this has sparked the creation of a subsequent Facebook group called Wayne Chipman Owes Me Money that I'm part of, which is a small, not hugely active, but a dedicated community
It doesn't
of
need
people.
to be active, does it? Because it's not... it's a badge.
It's just a little bit of camaraderie between us all. But what I want to know is, just how many people does Wayne Chipman owe money to?
Bloody hell. I mean, first of all, we have to acknowledge that the people who have joined the group can only be 0.5% of the amount of money that Wayne should be doling out.
He owes millions.
Overthrowing of his dogma that happens in every single thread, every single time he pipes up. In the Wayne Chipman owes me $100 billion group, I'm going to guess there are 17 members.
Wow. No.
Oh, have I undershot?
There are 122 members of the Wayne Chipman owes
That's
me
a lot
money
better
group.
than I would have thought. That's good.
We're owed 122 grand between us at least.
Well,
and I'm pretty sure I've proven the ball earth to him 4 or 5 times. So really,
it's diminishing returns.
He should just pay off my overdraft, I think. So I'm afraid I can't give you a point for that. You're on 2 out of 4.
That's not bad.
Now here we're getting to a style of question, different style. It's not numbers based now. It is recollection based, but I'm being fair. I've kept it within relatively recent memory and on a topic I know is close to your heart. One of our previous 2-part episodes in recent times was the ever popular The Garage Riddle.
Oh yes.
Which was, well, maybe you can.
Well, it was very good. It was about a very good riddle that I came across in day-to-day life, which doesn't tend to happen.
They're not
normally you have
organic.
to seek a riddle, despite what films will tell you about riddles just appearing in art galleries on archaeological digs.
From goblins.
You either have to go to Lucas in the escape room and beg him for a riddle that half works when he shoves that big crook down the hole. Yeah, no, it does work, guys. You should have got out of our escape room. Oh, no, it doesn't,
it's
Lucas.
broken as
You're
fuck.
a big liar.
You us.
But the Garage Riddle was one that, just came into my life via this very monitor that I'm looking at now. And it was a good episode. And everyone, let me just check, everyone was very happy with the solution.
Especially Toby Marstone King.
Yeah.
Now, in that riddle, we met a whole host of characters. In fact, we embodied a whole host of characters. From the enigmatic Quadraxus
himself
to yourself.
Yeah, I played me with aplomb.
One of your many girlfriends.
Yeah, oh God, they're all over the gas.
Sarity, is it? But what I want to know is a bit of information about one of our favourite characters, the ever esoteric Imola.
Oh, Imola.
We learnt a lot about Imola in that hour.
I feel like I just didn't quite get a handle on it.
They're a big fan of the comedian Gabriel Iglesias.
Who isn't?
Well, me. Me, sorry. Not so much a big fan of the singer Enrique Iglesias.
No.
But what I want to know is, which film was Imola delighted to discover had just been put on Netflix. Onto Netflix?
I remember the beat in the story really well, but God, if I can remember the actual film, I seem to recall that it's something from the 90s and maybe a rom-com.
Those things are both wrong. I'm going to tell you that it's a remake. And there was a discussion in the group about whether Cate Blanchett was in it, which she was not. Okay. But it was followed up with the line.
Cate Blanchett is not in.
Oh, Scarlett Johansson's in it.
Ghost in the Shell.
No. You were so excited. I can't give you another guess. I'm afraid it was The Jungle Book, the remake of The Jungle Book.
The Jungle Book.
The Jungle Book's on Netflix.
Wow. Imola was quite a character, and it took a special kind of artist to plumb the depths required.
Thank you.
To bring him to life.
I had to. I listened back to a bit earlier to see if I could find something in particular.
Yeah.
And then remembered I could just go through the script on the Google Doc.
Oh yeah.
But there is a point where I start to say a line, and you, in one of the most pained voices you've ever used on this podcast, go, God, I hate the face you have to pull to do this character.
Yeah, it really squat was the watchword.
It is a contortion.
Everything collapsing in on itself like a dwarf star.
You're on 2 out of 5. It's not currently looking positive for a pass, but this could be a gimme. Question 6. What remains the best episode we have ever created?
God, it's Wheel of Cheese.
It's Wheel of Cheese!
Don't be silly.
It's, some would say that it's sad not to have bettered that, given that we've done a subsequent 130 odd episodes.
No, it's not.
But When something's that good.
Yeah, they never got better than Lord of the Rings 1.
So
what am I supposed to do?
What are we supposed to do? Come on, lads. Leave
Go
it
to
me.
another quiz with an old lady winning an Xbox? What's she going to win this time?
They're not 10 a penny.
Oculus Rift? Get out. Don't make me sick.
Name 4 original characters that we brought to life in the award-deserving Dial M for Crime.
Oh, okay. Mike and Ike.
Mike and Ike, that's 2.
Big Blind Willie Renfold.
Big Blind Willie Renfold.
Fuck, who's the other? Roger! Yes! God, yeah.
And you've swung it back now to a 4 out of 7. Look at that. That's how
speed.
crazy
That's the
things
1-2
go.
punch. That's the BD rope-a-dope.
Goodness
Let's
me.
not call it that.
No, let's definitely not.
Great characters, one and all.
Well, exactly.
And I noticed the other day when I was trying to find out why our website was... Well, absolutely.
As well.
Our website was down, Declan said, and I confirmed it was down from my computer. And it turned out that...
He adds that because it could always be that I'm just logging into anything.
Yeah. I confirmed that it was down, and I was like, this is weird, because there's no reason for it to. Like, obviously, we pay for the cheapest hosting plan on the big earth.
On God's own sphere.
But it's usually up. And it turned out that our house was IP banned from our own website. So that was good. And I was checking in there, and I found out that we made an email address for just that episode, which is called something like Just the Crime Tip at shame.city for people to send us leads, I guess. I mean, it's still there, so send it
Leads
away.
and or innuendo.
Yeah. Right, 10 out of 5 or something I'm on.
You've got 4 out of 7. You've got 2 in a row right, which makes me feel like I should give you one that's more difficult.
No need for that.
So what I'm going to say is... here we go. For a very special episode of ours.
Yeah. Well, that's all of them.
The Shameversary. Many of the devoted Shame citizens came together to create for you a piece of A-star art.
Certainly wasn't. It hung there on my wall before in the middle of the night or some inopportune moment when it was very scary to suddenly hear a big smash. The sticky hook collapsed and it shattered into a million pieces. But only the frame. So the art is safe, the frame, and indeed the wall.
Fantastic. And you still treasure it to this day.
I treasure it big time.
That's good, because the question is, name them.
Everyone on it?
Yep.
Jesus. Well, there's you.
Nope.
Yes, there is. You're in the middle of it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm like a ghost on it. I don't count.
I think you're the biggest
I'm holding up everyone else's work. Obviously, I'm on it.
There is the pangolin.
Pangolin's there.
Yeah. There is Noah.
There's Noah.
There is Shy Yeti.
There's Shy Yeti.
There is Kangaroo.
There's Kangaroo.
There is Kevin. No?
Yep.
Okay. What was that big pregnant pause?
It's just fun to
There was Emily.
There is.
There was Amy
There
Matthews.
is.
How many do I have left? Otherwise, I'm never going to be able to work it out. I feel like I've said a majority.
No.
How many are there in
Not
total?
close. Well, excluding me,
Yeah.
there are 5, 6, 7.
Oh, dear. Toby.
5 left. Toby's there.
Okay. Toby's there.
4 to go.
Oh, no. Well, it's not a reflection on you, guys. It's just a reflection on... Is Dange there?
Dange is there.
Okay.
3
to go. It's actually the fewer that remain unsaid, the worse. The implication
Exactly.
is that I pointedly despise...
If you pretended not to know any of them.
Give me some clues.
No, there's no clues.
No, go on, do some fun clues.
Man from Down Under.
Professor Matt!
Professor Matt.
God, I'd forgotten about Professor Matt.
One of our oldest and longest standing email buddies.
Longest standing
who
email
stood
buddy.
in this particular photo in Paris.
It's What's his name? He hasn't emailed for ages.
Yeah.
Matt?
What? You can't believe
Mark
it. Mark
Stratfold.
Mark Stratfold.
Oh.
And then there's one left. And honestly, it's possibly the only person on this page who still listens to the show. So if you forget this, then I'm afraid it's
you
curtains.
have to give me a clue.
It's
then.
curtains for you.
It's your mum.
It is my
It's
mum.
Amanda D. Lane.
It is.
Oh,
and they all
good.
held up a little line that they wrote. All of which are visible apart from Danges, because it was scrawled
Nice.
on a piece of A4 with what I can only assume was the world's thinnest pen.
12 points for me on that one.
I'm afraid you get 1 point.
For each person that I named
No,
successfully.
just the 1 point for getting as many as you did. Should we read your little poem? I haven't read it in ages.
Okay.
It's called An Ode to Isaac.
Yeah, as it should be.
My nose is sort of dripping over.
Hurried. Like that game that we talked about. Yeah.
Dr. Nosy Bonks.
Dr. Rhinoplast's great big
Snotty
drip.
Quest. The birds in the gardens all charge for their song. A public service they provide, exposing shames where'er they hide.
Nice.
Fat Earth welcomes all its members all across the globe.
As it ought.
Only a cube, a ladder,
Yeah.
and the inevitability of the passage of time.
Peaceful.
It's a shame that will mortify you. Embrace it, as TAS would not exist without you. Keep, hoot, silenced.
God, yeah, hoot.
Fingerprints, like you, aren't unique.
Rude.
And then, no more shame. A boy immortalised in a toaster. Breakfast is ready.
Beautiful.
Mediocrity at best.
No, wrong.
The dull fade of a pangolin's scales. Chagrin, chagrin.
Wow.
Why dost thou follow me so? Dodging thunder, slipping, shattering, engulfed by scent of peat and fern. Behold the unsettling mind palace of Isaac. Unpronounceable name. Piano man. Block switch survivor. Observer of shame.
Wow. There you go.
Truer words, never been spoken.
Most of them, yeah.
And I think that, there was a bit about mediocrity somewhere
Yeah,
in there. That was good.
That was ironic, I suppose.
A bit about not being unique. That was
That
good.
was ironic as well. That was Byronic, actually.
Oh, Byronic.
Yeah.
Bionic.
That's a big...
A reference to your hope for being a robot / toaster in the future.
Not a toaster. No.
So, I am going to give you a point for that.
Don't be saying it in a laboured way.
Even though you don't...
I got all of them immediately.
Absolutely don't deserve a point for
I'm going
it.
to edit in that.
So what do you want? Well, I know that you probably will.
Oh, you mean all
Boom,
12
bang,
people?
bang,
Let
bang.
me hit you with these.
You want their addresses. You want their postcode. So you got a point for the first.
Yeah.
No point for the
I'm
second.
on 6 points out of 8.
So you only need 2... No, you need 4 more to pass.
Good math.
Which famous star of both R&B and the big screen recently got in touch with That's a Shame concerning their urgent need for Bitcoin?
Yes. Now, it was quite a momentous occasion because we hadn't heard from anyone for a while.
Yeah.
Email-wise.
Every now and then we get a little scam that says like, oh, want to know how many followers you've got? And it's like, no.
Well, not many. Thanks, lads.
Not going to pay you.
That in. So it was interesting, I suppose, from our perspective, that, and more than interesting, uplifting to know that whilst the quantity of correspondence had diminished, the quality had skyrocketed.
Yeah.
Because was it not, and I hope it was, Jenny from the Block?
It was
J-Lo.
It was J-Lo. Got in touch.
She needed our help and we provided it because I did it from your account.
Oh, you did it from my account? Is that what that was?
Yeah.
Oh.
I did it well as your cut of the Patreon.
Right, I see.
She needed our Bitcoin.
And she has actually...
And she needed it now.
I think she mentioned she was going to pay it back immediately.
Yeah. And I'm going on holiday next week.
Oh, yeah, and you've got my cut.
Celebrate.
You're going to send that...
I'll buy you a souvenir.
No, but I mean, like, because you used my money to send the...
Well, it was our...
So you... Well, no,
it's the sweat. Is not a man entitled to the sweat of his brow? Well, I guess I'd ask you
Yes, but
that.
I'm the only one sweating. And you're not entitled to my sweat. Because I have to put up with this freight in order to get it.
So that's what? 7 out of 9?
7 out of 9.
Easy.
You're smashing it. You're smashing it.
So good.
3 more for the pass.
Crazy how good I am.
Okay. What was the name of the service station to which we drove during the Block's Proj? Now, I thought that you might remember because it's a significant part of some of the Dial-M for Crime chat.
Oh, yes. Well, you see, I wasn't present for any of that.
Oh, I see. That was Ike or Mike.
I became Ike.
Ah.
Or Mike. I must have been Ike.
You must have been Ike.
Yeah. That'll be
But then
mad.
I also feel like it's the sort of thing we might have done to confuse ourselves.
Yeah, well, it worked.
Yeah.
It's like hiding something.
Well done,
from
guys.
yourself. Yeah, I have no idea.
You don't remember. It begins with a C.
I was going to say Gosford Park, but that's a film. Gosford Park, yeah.
I mean...
Cobbletree, big fat...
No, but your
Cobbletree...
first syllable's good.
Cobb...
There's only
Cobham!
Cobham! Yes! There we go. Oh, man.
No prompting.
Good memory there.
Yeah, you could have said sweet corn meat, and I would have got that straight away.
No.
Just for future reference.
You would not.
I would. Or you could have said sweet deli, and I'd have got it from that.
Question, whichever it is. 12, maybe?
Who knows?
11? God.
I think 10.
No, we've done 10 now.
I think 11 then.
It's 11.
I'm on about 9.
You've got 9, I think.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Which excellent pun name for the show did I have unfairly rejected in the pilot episode?
Oh, it was so dumb, wasn't it? Was it Flowers for Alderaan?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'd like to just reiterate that it was the best decision I've ever made.
However, from a branding perspective,
Yeah.
it is incredible that you still remember that.
It is good, yeah.
So what I'm saying is we missed a trick.
I suppose so. I think I only remember it because of the fury it evoked, and that is a valid
I think it
branding.
got
That's
7,
how it's going to taste great commercial.
I think it's got like a 7 stars rating in that episode.
Really?
Yeah,
I think
like
it was
that.
question marks and asterisks.
Yeah,
It was
I think
confusing.
stars that I got though.
Helpful.
I translated those 2 stars.
Yeah,
in my head.
Well, it is wrong.
Isaac,
Yeah,
we've got a big social media presence.
huge.
We're all over the net,
Yeah, and
all over the web
not
like
just
a
big,
cyber rash.
but growing.
Well, yes.
It's a glow up for our Twitter followers.
But it's not Twitter that I want to know about. Isaac, what I want to know is how many Instagram followers do we have?
Well, we publish that to that feed
On a near constant basis.
I'm posting stories of all kinds of things that, quite frankly, I oughtn't.
I think it's coming up to 2 years since our last post.
That's big.
That's an
Maybe
anniversary.
We should, on the 2-year anniversary,
Okay,
we should
I think so.
recreate that
Yeah.
famous parking lot post.
It's an amazing one.
I'm going to say 4.
No. This might shock you. It did me. We've
Yeah.
got 13
Where
Instagram
they come
followers.
from, then?
Well,
They
I
must
don't know.
be probably spam.
Yeah. Well,
Or
I mean,
maybe it's-
Tim Kelly's one of them.
Oh, well,
They-
Lord Spam himself. That was a joke, Tim. How are you doing? Haven't seen you for a while.
But hope you're
Yeah.
enjoying the Insta.
Yeah, hope it's everything you need. I'll do
Everything you
another
wanted.
post. We should do a post just for Tim.
Yeah, all
on
right.
that Instagram.
Let's do it.
Okay.
I'm certain he's not listening. Surely can't
Cool, I'm
be.
going to send him it.
I hope he's not, for his own sake. Bless him.
He'd love to listen to this, wouldn't he?
Would he?
Yeah,
think
it's a
it'd cheer him
real
up?
pick me up.
Oh, we are nice like that.
Lovely.
Isaac,
Yeah.
for
I'm on
which
about 12 points, I'd say.
for which Netflix remake do we still have an as of yet unreleased audio commentary?
Death Note.
It is Death Note.
And unreleased is the operative word. And
As
the
yet.
reason is as yet is less important to me because it will be staying firmly in the BD vaults.
Okay. Why is that?
Well, the problem was, the problems were,
Yeah.
first of all, it's very long. And second of all, long is fine. It's absolutely fine. As we
Well,
proved
it's got to
with-
be as long as the film.
Yeah, naturally it does. And as we proved with Blocks Proj, you can eke out one idea forever. But where I guess we fail with that is very boring. Very dull. And I think because the film was really disappointingly not fun to watch.
Right.
It wasn't
It translated.
It was in that what I call a bitter spot, a bitter zone.
It's not so bad that it's fun.
No, it's not
good
Netflix
enough to be
bad.
enjoyable.
Exactly. And there it's sat. It's not Food Boy. It's not Schindler's List. And in fact, if you went halfway between the two,
That's where you would
the
find
Death
it.
Note
Wow,
remake. It
that's
was
the
very,
spectrum, is it?
Very bad, boring, and long. So it was dull.
Okay.
But if you pay us enough money, I'll send
Well,
it to you.
fucking, you can have it.
I'll gild it. Or
We'll
something.
do as many as you want. I seem to remember that we're silent for a lot of it.
Well, yeah,
which I
because
remember-
we just ran out of stuff to say because the film was so boring.
Which I remember was also a problem when we did when we tried our hand.
We got too into what we were doing.
Well, it's because we were doing an unnecessary speed run of a level that wasn't designed to be speed ran.
Yeah.
and therefore we were like, hey, we're doing this level.
Yeah, and when we were concentrating.
It's just
and then the
not
other
a
time
word.
we did some streaming was of, you remember Game of the Year Doki Doki Literature Club.
Fucking
which was
hell.
too dull to be allowed.
Well, 2 hours
and also,
in.
it just,
We
the
just
microphone
had to
was off
stop.
or something, so we didn't even capture anything. We played that. That was an absolute death sink of our time right into that. That's one of the only things I've ever done that I fully regret.
Yeah, that it has,
That
it
is
has
time
honestly no value.
To anyone, to us. I don't think we had fun.
No, absolutely not. It was a fucking chore trying to remember who everyone fucking was.
Yeah, they were all the same.
And we didn't even get to any of the game.
No, they had no personality. Any of these.
Well,
schoolgirls.
Pigeon. They were
There was a
pigeons.
pigeon?
Well, they were pigeons.
They weren't. They were children.
No,
They
but
were
then
school
they were
kids.
like, it was like pigeons was the vibe.
Was it?
Yeah,
Okay, well, we've had very different experiences of that.
it was a freaky game.
It was nonsense.
It was drivel. Isaac, you got 2 questions left. I think
Okay.
you got 10 points,
I've
so
got
you've
about
passed.
15, yeah.
So here we go. No pressure on these.
No.
What is the real name of the Angel of Content?
Easy. It's Esbembarash.
It is Esbembarash.
There was a clever sort of Rebus-esque puzzle that he who must only be named Esbembarash provided to us, and there was one clear solution, and it was Esbembarash.
And
That was the only answer to that.
yeah,
riddle.
sure.
Yeah, he was a nice chap. I think a return visit from him, maybe on the cards. But
really?
they work in mysterious ways.
Of course. One final question
Mm-hmm.
before we move on to dark and dangerous new territory.
Okay.
And this is a real anniversary-esque question. I think this is a fitting way to end the quiz, if I say so myself. Isaac, how many days have there been since the pilot episode of TAS was released?
I would guess there have been 762 days.
Wow, you would guess that.
Yeah.
That's an interesting guess. Because it is wrong.
Oh.
Oh, I got your hopes up. And sadly, just outside of the 50-day sway that I just decided on
I didn't
arbitrarily.
know about that because you didn't mention that up front.
No,
so
I
suppose
know,
that's
so-
I get a half point.
No. There have been 817 days. You were only
I missed
55
the
away, I
800th.
think.
I
Yeah.
missed the 800th day.
Yeah.
I was going to do something huge for that. I was going to release the death note. Oh,
But
well,
now we
another
have to wait
800 days.
1600 it is. Oh, man.
very
When will that be? That'd be 2021? Something
Yeah.
like that? Wow.
Who knows?
That's going to be a big year for TAS. I can feel it in these
It's going to be
bones.
the big year. Someone said.
For not just TAS, but for this here life of mine.
Goddamn world.
Well, Isaac, you've ended up with 11 points
Yes!
out of a total of 15. I think, maybe. I didn't
And
really
it was a
keep
pass.
note. And that is a pass. Congratulations. You're officially allowed to keep the title of Host Prime.
Oh, yes. And I get a title like added on to the end of my name, I suppose, like Expert Quiz Boy.
Okay, yeah.
First
EQB.
of his name, yeah.
Yeah, like, who was it? It was Idi Amin.
Oh, yeah. Was he an Expert Quiz Boy?
Yeah, he was an EQB as well.
That's amazing.
But I remember, I can't remember why I was reading through, but I read his Wikipedia page, and there was an incredible where they mentioned that after the UK severed trade deals with him, he had CBE for Conqueror of the British Empire added as a title on the end of his name. Like, lads, we did it. It's done.
That's a big move.
So what I'm saying is you are...
The new Idi Amin is really good, sad to hear.
You pop that
No,
on
I
the old
won't put it on my
CV.
Twitter
So
bio
I'll
at
pop it
all.
on there for you, don't you worry.
Great quiz. Really got me thinking.
That's good, because I'm afraid the fun is over.
Oh, so soon.
I know.
That's
And
unfortunate.
instead, what you have ahead of you is a long and arduous journey. It will,
Not my brand.
I'm afraid, there's no choice.
Okay.
This is part of your journey of discovery, your quest
Sounding
for
like
enlightenment.
an atonement sort of thing.
Well, it is.
Right, I've not done anything.
Well, I'm afraid that the listenership and I disagree. And you must therefore choose your own TAS adventure.
Bum, bum, bum.
the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities, oh Mother Nature's recipes that bring the bare necessities of life. Wherever I wander, wherever I roam, I couldn't be fonder of my big home. The bees are buzzing in the tree to make some honey just for me. The bare necessities of life will come to you. For the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities, oh Mother Nature's recipes that bring the bare necessities of life. Wherever I wander, wherever I roam, I couldn't be fonder, my new home. The bees are buzzing in the tree to make some honey just for me. The bare necessities of life will come to you. Necessities, the bare necessities, the bare necessities of life will come to you.
Secret bonus at the end is that I just remembered what the game is called, the Nose Game, and it's definitely worse than any of the ones we came up with. It's Gooey Louie. Horrid.